Gang! I am still a heart man! Let's go! Alright, so it goes pretty fast, don't it? Yes, it goes pretty freaking fast. So, I am your host, Imperatorofforge, otherwise known as Forge Warhammer, and I am going to be reviewing the longest arc or saga in OG Dragon Ball. At least for the manga anyways. And by the way, I'm already halfway through the entire Dragon Ball manga. Okay? It goes so fast. All of the rest of it is not even this long. So, let's begin. The Red Ribbon Army is Akira Toriyama's take on the James Bond series of movies. I think that from the time that he was reading, when he was drawing the latter part of Dr. Slump, at least to this part of Dragon Ball, the guy was watching a bunch of James Bond movies and stuff, and I don't know. Maybe he was even watching G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, as well. But we have reached the Red Ribbon Army. It is still very relatively early on in Goku's adventure or life journey. And I thought it was pretty freaking awesome and pretty amazing. Instead of like a cast of 6 different characters like in the Emperor Pilaf arc, Akira Toriyama opts instead to go for just having Goku and the Kento-un. And Goku is the singular adventurer in this case. I interpret the Red Ribbon Army arc as basically a revision of the Emperor Pilaf first Dragon Ball Hunt stuff. It's still an adaptation of Journey to the West. So we're still in Journey to the West. Journey to the West was a Ming Dynasty medieval manuscript that portrayed the adventures of a 6th century Buddhist monk traveling through Central Asia, primarily trying to go west to India to seek out some secret hidden knowledge about the life of the Buddha and the Eightfold Path and various other things. So the Red Ribbon Army arc is the longest arc in the manga until the Frieza arc. And it is just absolute dynamite. So we have Goku on Kento-un with the Dragon Radar, and he's traveling over mountaintops and whatever else. And he's searching for his grandfather's 4-star Dragon Ball. Goku wants to get back his grandfather's memoir. He didn't realize that it would be scattered after the wish from the dragon and whatnot else. And Dragon Ball at this stage is still just an adaptation of Journey to the West, about a Chinese adventurer that journeys to India. I would say that it's actually a better adaptation than the Emperor Pilaf stuff. So Goku follows the Dragon Radar, and there is this army. It's called the Red Ribbon Army. And Goku runs into the Red Ribbon Army. They have a much worser dragon detection radar system to where they can't even really spot the exact location of the Dragon Balls. And Bulma's device is much more advanced and years ahead of what the Red Ribbon Army possess. And Goku very easily finds the Dragon Ball and has his first run-in with the Red Ribbon Army. of course, it's not his grandfather's 4-star Dragon Ball, but the Red Ribbon Army want it anyways, and they proceed to shoot guns at Goku. And Goku very easily defeats them and gets back on Kinto-Un and rides over the army encampment where Colonial Silver is at. Colonial Silver is very strong. He is very muscular and very powerful relative to that of a normal human being. He fires a bazooka and appears to destroy the Kinto-Un. So Goku is mad, and he's trying to find a way to get a flight to go to the next Dragon Ball. Colonial Silver proceeds to try to stop Goku down, and he very quickly underestimates Goku because of his size and his looks. And he tries to, like, punch and kick and do a bunch of fighting, boxing moves, and Goku just kicks him, and a couple of moves knocks him down. He doesn't kill Colonial Silver, but he does kill a few Red Ribbon Army soldiers. And then Goku finds the capsules. Goku remembers back on his first adventure, how Bulma would use the Hoi Poi capsules to open up and create things. Goku remembers this, and he uses a capsule to open a robot that tells him to use another capsule to get a plane. So Goku uses a jet plane or some kind of a biplane or something, and he goes up to the far north to find the next Dragon Ball, and his plane crashes and he freezes into an ice cube or something like that. And this is where General White... This is where General White and his troops are stationed, and Commander Red is very angry. He gives the death penalty to Colonial Silver and all of the Silver squad, and he tells the White squad to toughen up and take care of that kid and take him out. And they want that advanced Dragon radar system because it'll make their search for the Dragon Balls much quicker. Now, anyways, there's this place called Muscle Tower. It's a gigantic military citadel fortress, and General White has the village chief hostage. So Suno finds Goku, takes him home to her mother's house, and the villagers are being worked as slaves by the Red Ribbon Army to find the Dragon Ball. Goku recovers quickly and eats a bunch of food because, I mean, it's Goku. He eats enormous amounts of food. He does tell Suno and her mother a bit about what the Dragon Balls are and perhaps why the Red Ribbon Army are after them. And I think this is where Goku begins to realize that the Red Ribbon Army is the most dangerous military force in the entire world. It is the most evil military force ever known to man. So a couple of Red Ribbon soldiers find Goku at Suno's house. Goku knocks the shit out of them very quickly. It's not even a contest. I mean, the guy did come in second place at the Tenkaichi Budokai. So Goku decides to save the village chief. This is kind of a mini arc in the Red Ribbon Army arc. Goku rushes to Muscle Tower, which is a much shorter distance in the manga than it is in the anime. And he proceeds to fight the Red Ribbon guards and stuff, and they're shooting at him and firing bazooka missiles, rocket launchers, and bullets and guns. Goku is destroying tanks. He pulls out the Noibo, and he takes them all out as if it's nothing. And he uses the Noibo to jump to the second floor of the Muscle Tower. This is where Goku begins to proceed to talk to General White, or the White Shogun. In Japanese, a general is a shogun. In Japanese, general is shogun. So anyways, Goku goes into the officer staff room, which is the second floor. And they're pretty strong. They're stronger than the average private. And they proceed to gang up on Goku, but Goku uses the Kazuken and a bunch of different martial arts moves, and he just wipes them out. One of them tries to stab Goku from behind, but Goku uses the Kanzukin and fools the guy and knocks him out instantly, like it's nothing. So Goku jumps up to the 3rd floor, or he goes up the 3rd floor, and comes into contact with Staff Sergeant Metallotron, or Staff Sergeant Metal. He's just Staff Sergeant Metal. He is not Major Metallotron. And no, he is not Android 7 or Artificial Human number 7. He's just Staff Sergeant Metal. He's a very gigantic, bulky android. Goku doesn't know that he's an android, and yes, this is actually the first time in Dragon Ball that Goku fights an android. And Goku might actually have met his match. So Goku proceeds to do whatever he can to punch and knock the crap out of the android, but the android appears to be too powerful. Goku actually tries to headbutt the android and hurts his head. And then the android fires a rocket out of his mouth and blows up a part of the tower. Of course, Goku survives because, well, he's Goku. Goku then tries to fire a Kamehameha at the android, and he does blow his head off, but it's an android. The android fires a rocket-propelled hand bullet at Goku, or he fires his hand off at Goku, and Staff Sergeant Marasaki is with General White, and he's observing the fight, and they're actually impressed with just how strong and experienced in the martial arts Goku is. So Staff Sergeant Metal, his battery drains out, and Goku goes up to the 4th floor and runs into Staff Sergeant Marasaki, who is a ninja. Staff Sergeant Marasaki tries to use his brains and cleverness to beat Goku, and he uses a whole wide array of ninjutsu techniques, which are kind of fighting techniques or martial arts techniques of a different variety. Goku fights Staff Sergeant Marasaki. He tries to jump around and hide in various spots in the little forest that's in the tower on the 4th floor. Goku eventually does get ahead of Marasaki. He's able to spot where he's hiding under a tree. The only time the American flag is ever shown in the Dragon Ball manga, by the way. So Marasaki is throwing shurikens at Goku. He's using his sword. He's throwing arrows at Goku. And Goku more or less adapts and fights him pretty good. So Marasaki gets Goku to play hide and seek with him. Goku finds him under a pond, and he puts a bunch of hot tea or green tea into his throat and chokes him. And then Marasaki proceeds to run and try to outpace Goku, but Goku is faster than he is. So then Marasaki and Goku fight, and Goku defeats him in a sword fight, much in the same way he did with Yamcha back in the first Dragon Ball Hunt. And there's a scene where Goku actually gets Marasaki to jump onto his Noibo, and it's caught up his butt. Anyways, Marasaki jumps over a lake, and he tries to get Goku into a pond that's full of man-eating piranhas. Goku can't even pronounce piranhas. He can't even count to 25. It's pretty funny, but overall, Goku pretty much overcomes Marasaki. He finds where he's hiding under a rock. He jumps over a pond full of piranhas. So Marasaki uses a special ninjutsu technique, the art of division. He divides himself up into 5 different ninjas. They each have their own weapons. One of them has shurikens. The other might have like a ninja hook. The other has a pistol. And it seems as if Goku is overpowered, but regardless, Goku is getting stronger. Using the Kanzuken and a host of different techniques, Goku takes out each of the ninjas one by one. So the last ninja goes up to the top of the fourth floor and summons an android named Android Number 8, who is considered to be the monster of Muscle Tower. However, as it turns out, Android Number 8, or Genzo Ningen 8, has not been correctly programmed to fight or serve the Red Ribbon Army. It turns out that he's actually a good android and he doesn't want to fight Goku. So Murasaki tries to use the self-destruct device to blow Android 8 up. Now, I don't see how this is a good idea, considering it would damage the tower and the tower would collapse inside of itself and take them all out with Goku. But Murasaki doesn't seem to care, but Goku punches Murasaki so hard and destroys the remote control. And apparently that's it. So Goku makes friends with Hot-chan Android Number 8. They go up to the 5th floor, which is just a giant maze room. There's an entire episode in the anime where they're going through the maze room, but in the manga, they just go to the other side and they go up to the top floor. General White tries to commission Goku to join the Red Ribbon Army and let them use his Dragon Radar to find the other Dragon Balls. Of course, Goku knows that they're baddies, so he doesn't do it. So they fall through a trap door down into the 5th floor, where the monster Boyan is at. Boyan, by the way, is not an android, and he is not an alien. He is just a monster. A demon or something like that. He's just a giant fat monster that electrocutes and eats humans with his tongue. And so Goku actually has a pretty tough time fighting Boyan a bit there. He electrocutes Goku and it hurts him. Goku punches and kicks and fires Kamehamehas and they don't seem to work. Eventually, though, especially once Android 8 is almost eaten by Boyan, Goku finds out that apparently the monster is weak against snow. Goku accidentally hits the side of the wall and it causes snow to come in from outside and it hurts the monster. So Goku breaks the walls open and hides in Ader's or Hot-chan's shirt. The monster freezes and then Goku jumps out and punches it and breaks it up. Then he jumps up to the top floor and brings Hot-chan up with the Noibo and faces General White. General White is very strong relative to normal human strength, and he does fight Goku. He punches and kicks him, knocks him about, and it doesn't hurt Goku. Goku just tips his ankle, and he is pretty much overpowered by Goku. So General White tries to use a very powered-up gun on Goku, and it doesn't really work. So he lies to Goku and falsely surrenders, and then he takes the village chief hostage and tries to shoot Goku with a very powered-up, some type of really powered-up strong gun with a powerful bullet. What it does is it makes Hot-chan extremely angry and furious, and he punches Blue Shogun, or General White, right out of Muscle Tower and out into the mountains and snow where he dies. So General White is finished, the White Squad is defeated, and they just leave the Muscle Tower and go back home to Suno's village. So the village chief returns home, and the villagers are liberated, they're emancipated from the Red Ribbon Terror. And so anyways, the Dr. Flap episode is a filler episode, so none of that happens in the manga. Goku basically stays the night with Suno, and the next day discovers that Hot-chan has the second Dragon Ball. However, it is not his grandfather's memoir, or the Sushushi-shin. So Goku still has to continue his journey to find his grandfather's Dragon Ball. So it turns out that the Kento-un is virtually invincible and was not destroyed. So Goku summons the Kento-un, he gets some supplies from the village or whatever, and he heads south. So the Dragon Radar is broken. So the thing about this second Dragon Ball hunt, the Dragon Radar breaks a lot, and Goku has to go find Bulma to fix it. So Goku goes west. Again, it's imitating Journey to the West, the Ming Dynasty novel. Goku goes to the western capital, and he is absolutely amazed at how large and how many people live there and stuff. And he gets into a bar fight and wins. And then he fights this Bruce Lee looking martial arts guy and easily knocks him out and takes, 10,000 zenny. This is actually the first tournament that Goku wins, by the way. So Goku runs into a band of thieves and they try to steal his money and take him out. Goku beats them. And then Goku pays money to this woman for a policeman to take him to Bulma's house. And it turns out that Bulma is the daughter of Mr. Briefs, or Dr. Briefs, who is the inventor of the Hoi Poi capsule and the top businessman of Capsule Corporation. So Bulma has a new device that makes her shrink. It's called the Shrinking Watch or something like that, or the Size-Altering Watch. And it makes her smaller and bigger than her usual size. It turns her down to the size of a penny or something so that she can ride on Goku's Kento-un. Goku meets Bulma's parents, Mr. Briefs and Bulma's mother. And Bulma is like a super genius, and she fixes the Dragon Radar. And she is tired of Yamcha. She wants to go find a boyfriend and use the Dragon Balls to wish for a boyfriend again. So Goku and Bulma go out searching for the 7 Dragon Balls. Goku already has 2. They go to the outer oceans, or to the outer world ocean, where the blue soldiers are at. And this is where General Blue comes in. And, hey, you know what? Tips to anyone in my chat who can actually guess what type of uniform General Blue is wearing. So General Blue is like this super clean freak guy who wears like very presciently clean and very well presented suits and stuff. There's also Captain Dark and all of that. So General Blue is hired to defeat Goku, take him out, and find the scientist who created the Dragon Radar. They end up thinking that it's actually Roshi. I mean, they don't even know who the mutant Roshi is. It's very weird. Like, how could you not know who the mutant Roshi actually is? So anyways, Goku tries to dive under the ocean to find the Dragon Ball. It's under the sea. And he can't breathe or hold his breath enough to do it, so they got to get a submarine. Bulma is chased by Red Ribbon Scouts, so Goku very quickly takes out the 2 Red Ribbon Army Scouts in their helicopters, saves Bulma's life again, and they go to Master Roshi's island, and Launch and Krillin are out getting groceries and stuff. And they get Roshi's submarine, and Bulma gives him the size-altering watch. And Roshi gets this idea where he shrinks himself to go hide in the bathroom to look at Bulma and Launch get naked and stuff because he's a pervert. And he ends up getting flushed down the toilet, and it's pretty funny. So Goku, Krillin, and Bulma get into the submarine, and they go under the ocean. General Blue thinks that Roshi is the inventor of the Dragon Radar, So he sends Captain Dark and all of his soldiers, Red Ribbon soldiers and sailors, to Roshi's island to capture him and take him hostage to build an advanced dragon radar detection system for the Red Ribbon Army. General Blue and his Blue Troop, the most elite and professional soldiers in the Red Ribbon Navy, go in a giant attack submarine under the ocean. Goku goes out and he finds the an underwater trench, or like an underwater volcano trench, where the Dragon Ball is deep inside. So they go into the tunnel. The Red Ribbon pursue them. General Blue has torpedoes fired at their submarine, and they just barely miss. Imagine if they didn't miss, though. I mean, that would be the end of the story. So Captain Dark and the Blue Squad surround Roshi's island. They think that Roshi is the scientist that built the Dragon radar, and so they proceed to shoot and fire at Roshi. Roshi literally grabs every single bullet from the several dozen soldiers and just drops them like it's nothing. And he proceeds to fight. The only time that the mutant Roshi fights between the 21st and 22nd greatest under the heavens martial arts tournaments, by the way. And using the Kanzuken and a host of different techniques that Roshi has, he defeats the entire Captain Dark troop. Launch also helps out. She turns to her bad personality when she sneezes and shoots at a bunch of Red Ribbon soldiers. Most of Captain Dark's troops are killed, and then they surrender and leave. I have no idea what happens to Captain Dark or those soldiers. I guess they get the death penalty. I don't really know. Anyways, Goku, Krillin, and Bulma go into this underwater pirate cave. It's pretty interesting. They end up finding pirate treasure. Is this like Akira Toriyama's take on One Piece? I don't know. Anyways, they find an old underwater pirate base. Roshi and Krillin do mention that pirates used to be in those in that part of the ocean, stealing and robbing ships and taking their booty and hiding it away. And so they follow, and General Blue and the Blue Squad follow and pursue them. They run into a trap where if you step on a button, it causes a spear to be let loose. It's like a booby trap. So Goku and Krillin jump over to the other side, and they carry Bulma on the Noibo. And the blue soldiers run right into the trap, and they're all killed by the spears. Every single blue troop is killed except General Blue, who finds a switch that opens a hidden passageway, and he crosses over, and that's how he gets around it. Goku, Bulma, and Krillin find the giant old abandoned pirate base that has a submarine and a hangar, and they fight this skeleton-looking giant dinosaur, skeleton-faced, skull-faced robot that fires bullets at them, attacks them with swords and stuff. Goku tricks the robot into going underwater, but the robot pulls him down with its tail and electrocutes him with electricity. But Goku gets out. So Goku uses the Noibo to go to the top of the pirate hangar, and he jumps down and headsbutt the robot and destroys it like that. It's a pretty tough fight, but Goku triumphs nonetheless. Krillin and Bulma eventually find a hidden underground passageway that goes deeper to where the Dragon Ball is at. General Blue tricks Goku to go the wrong way, and Goku falls into a booby trap and fights a giant man-eating octopus, while Bulma and Krillin do find the pirate treasure. They find a centuries-old pirate treasure, hidden booty, but they don't find the Dragon Ball. This is where General Blue jumps in and Krillin proceeds to fight. Now, this is where Krillin learns the after image technique, otherwise called the Kanzuken technique, where he is able to make fake mirages of himself to fool General Blue. So Krillin fights pretty good and well against General Blue, but General Blue uses a special telekinetic technique out of his eyes that stuns and freezes Krillin, and he proceeds to beat the crap out of Krillin. Meanwhile, Goku fires a Kamehameha and kills the man-eating octopus, and then swims through another tunnel to the other side where they're at. Bulma tries to sexually seduce General Blue, but as it turns out, General Blue is gay and he doesn't like women, and he proceeds to try to kill Krillin. Goku jumps in just in the nick of time, and the two finally get into a fight. So Goku is fighting the Blue Shogun, General Blue, and they duke it out here and there quite well, but General Blue uses his special telekinetic ability and freezes Goku, and he beats the crap out of Goku, pulls out a capsule that turns into a shotgun, and is about to kill Goku, but a mice comes by. General Blue is scared of mice. It breaks Goku free. Goku beats the shit out of General Blue instantly, and then he jumps down a small manhole to the bottom of the underwater trench where he finds the Dragon Ball, and it's not his grandfather's Dragon Ball. So Bulma and Krillin go to a submarine, the pirate submarine or mini-sub. Goku makes it just in time, and they go under the tunnel and they make it out. Goku fires a Kamehameha and they make it out safe and sound. They end up going to General Blue's headquarters, not the Red Ribbon Army headquarters, but General Blue's village or holdout, and they use a Red Ribbon helicopter to go back to Master Roshi's island. But General Blue also survived, and he also goes to Roshi's island. So Goku has 3 Dragon Balls. Bulma has a highly prized diamond that she gives to Roshi as payment for the mini-sub that he gave her earlier. They talk about Lunch's personality transformation every time she sneezes. So Turtle gets her to sneeze again. She turns back to her good side, but she turns back to her bad side again. She steals the diamond and flies away on the Red Ribbon helicopter. General Blue shows up, and he uses his special power ability to take control of ropes and ties up Goku, Krillin, Bulma, and Roshi and Turtle where they cannot escape. He plants a bomb that is going to detonate in 5 minutes and leaves with the 3 Dragon Balls and the Dragon Radar. Then Lunch returns in her good personality. She frees Goku from the enchanted ropes. Goku throws the bomb. It explodes. Then Goku uses the Kento-Un to chase after General Blue, and they fly over a whole bunch of mountains and ravines and stuff, and they end up at Penguin Village. Ah, yes, it is just like Akira Toriyama to do a manga crossover. So Dr. Slump and O'Reilly-chan was the actually the Shonen Jump manga that actually made Akira Toriyama famous in the first place. So Goku and General Blue are fighting it out in the skies over Penguin Village. Goku actually manages to General Blue tricks Goku and fires his rocket thrusters and knocks Goku off the Kento-Un, and he crashes somewhere outside Penguin Village. And then General Blue crashes his plane into a mountainside but survives. Goku runs into O'Reilly-chan, Got-chan, and Git-chan, and they talk a bit. And then Goku runs to the mountainside and recovers the 3 stolen Dragon Balls, as well as the Dragon Radar, and his lunch. It turns out that Blue had stolen his lunch as well. Now, Blue, however, survives, and he gets the Dragon Balls, and he flees. But, yeah, that's it. So Blue has the 3 Dragon Balls. Goku has the radar. So Goku and O'Reilly-chan are like, playing around and having fun and stuff, General Blue runs into Superman, who is a parody of Superman, and he crushes a phone booth, and he asks where an airplane is at, and Superman tells him where the plane is at. It is at Senbei Naramaki's house. Goku and O'Reilly-chan go to Naramaki Senbei's house because the Dragon Radar is broken again and it has to be fixed a second time. And Goku has no way of trying to find Bulma to get the Dragon Radar repaired. So Naramaki Senbei is trying to fix the radar. General Blue shows up and he uses his special powers again to freeze Goku. He puts the 3 Dragon Balls and the Dragon Radar. So he puts the Dragon Radar and the 3 Dragon Balls into the airplane, and he pulls out his gun and he's about to kill Goku. What he does is he cuts off a giant tree, and he takes the root of a giant tree, he slices it up like a giant blade, and he's about to crush Goku under it. So Naramaki Senbei gets O'Reilly-chan to play with General Blue, and she kicks him high up into the air and headbutts him, and he ends up flying all the way halfway across the world to Egypt, where he has to try to find a means to get back to the Red Ribbon Army headquarters. Now, General Blue doesn't have none of the Dragon Balls, but he does have the Dragon Radar. And Turbo psychically fixed the Dragon Radar, and General Blue has it, and he takes it to the Red Ribbon Army HQ. So Goku doesn't have a Dragon Radar, so Turbo takes the engine and mechanical parts from the plane and psychically turns it into a new Dragon Radar. So Goku says goodbye to the people of Dr. Slump and Penguin Village, gets on the Kento-un with the 3 Dragon Balls and his Dragon Radar, and flies away. So once again, Goku is flying over a bunch of snow-capped mountains as he continues his journey across the entire Earth in search of his grandfather's Dragon Ball. At Commander Red's headquarters, Commander Red is literally ticked about what's going on. But, as it turns out, 2 other Red Ribbon Army soldiers have already recovered 2 Dragon Balls. Colonial Copper recovered 1 Dragon Ball and brought it to Commander Red, and Colonial Violet also recovered another Dragon Ball and brings it to Commander Red. So Commander Red now has 2 Dragon Balls, and Colonial Yellow, or Captain Yellow, or Colonial Yellow, and his squad of troops are finding the other Dragon Ball at the moment, and it happens to be in the sacred land of Korin, where Korin Tower is at. So, for you dub retards, can you actually guess what that entails? So, in the sacred land of Korin, at the tent of Bora, most of Colonial Yellow soldiers have been vanquished and killed off by Bora, who has absolutely wiped them out. Bora has the Dragon Ball that the Red Ribbon Army wants to have, and while the last of Colonial Yellow soldiers are killed by Bora, as they try to shoot Bora, and Bora just blocks the bullets and basically just spear chugs them out, Colonial Yellow with an airplane takes Upa hostage. However, just by pure coincidence and in the nick of time, Goku shows up and arrives, kicks or knocks Colonial Yellow off his biplane. He falls to the ground and dies. Saves Upa. I guess the plane crashes when it runs out of gas or something. I don't know. Or if the propeller breaks. And Bora is thankful for Goku saving his son Upa's life. And of course, this is where Korin Tower is located. Now, for you fucking dub retards, let's see if you can actually remember that trivia. Anyways, Commander Red is absolutely royally ticked the frick off about what's been going on. So Commander Red has one of his men called Mercenary Tao Pai Pai, the most dangerous assassin in the entire world, to go and take Goku out. Mercenary Tao arrives. General Blue arrives and kills one of the Red Ribbon Army soldiers by slamming them up against the guard walls or something. And he arrives and talks with General Blue. Mercenary Tao Pai Pai is also in the room, has them. And so Commander Red is pissed off that General Blue could not recover any Dragon Balls, although General Blue did bring the Dragon Radar. So Commander Red decides to test General Blue against Tao Pai Pai. So General Blue tries to fight Mercenary Tao, who very easily dodges his attacks, and he kills General Blue where he is standing by using the tip of his tongue on his forehead side, and that is the end of General Blue. So now the Red Ribbon Army have an advanced Dragon Radar system. They have 2 Dragon Balls, and they hire Mercenary Tao Pai Pai to go kill Goku, get his radar, and his 4 Dragon Balls. So with that said, Tao Pai Pai has to have like 20 million zenny given to him for every kill that he does, including with General Blue. So Tao Pai Pai, using the pressure points, takes a column off of one of the hallways, throws it in the direction of 2,300 kilometers, jumps on it, and rides the column for 2,300 kilometers to Korin Tower, or to the sacred land of Korin. So, in return for saving Upa's life, Bora gives Goku his Dragon Ball, and it is the 4-star Dragon Ball that his grandfather had. So Goku finally found the 4-star Dragon Ball. He also learns that anyone who climbs to the top of Korin Tower and drinks the special holy sacred water, the Choi Susi, their power will increase exponentially. It is called the Cho Shusui, or the special super holy water at the top of the tower. And this is kind of going in with the Fountain of Youth mythology and stuff that Toriyama is bringing in and adapting. Anyways, Tao Pai Pai arrives, they fight. Bora tries to defend Upa and Goku, but as he throws his spear at Tao, he lifts Bora up, shoots him up into the air, and throws the spear directly at him as he is unarmed, killing Bora as he falls to the ground stone dead. And it is pretty sad that this happens, but Bora is dead, and Goku is ticked off, and he immediately rushes off and fights Tao Pai Pai. But as it turns out, Tao Pai Pai, just as with Jackie Chun, is a very well-trained practitioner of the martial arts and kung fu. Goku fights as hard as he can, but he can't even touch Mercenary Tao Pai Pai. Tao Pai Pai just kicks and knocks Goku on the ground, knocks him out cold. Goku fires the Kamehameha. Tao Pai Pai fires the Dodon Pa, a chi-based special finger laser beam attack. And it seems like Goku died. Now, his grandfather's Dragon Ball that he kept in his shirt saves him from the Dodon Pa. Tao Pai Pai gets 3 Dragon Balls, but because his clothing was damaged, he goes to a village to get new clothing from a tailor instead of taking the Dragon Balls to the Red Ribbon headquarters, and he talks to Commander Red about it. It turns out that Goku still has his grandfather's Dragon Ball. Tao Pai Pai has 3 Dragon Balls. So in 3 days, Tao Pai Pai will go back to the sacred land of Korin. Once Goku recovers, he proceeds to climb to the top of Korin Tower. It is a very long, super high tower. Goku proceeds to jump and rush up the tower, and it is a very grueling process. Before long, it is nighttime, and Goku still cannot see the top of Korin Tower. Then it is the next day. Only then, after 24 hours of climbing up 14 kilometers, does Goku finally see the summit of the tower. It is here that Goku arrives in a special building and receives a telepathic message that tells him to go to the top of the building, or the sanctuary. It is here that Goku meets Senin-sama, or Senin-sama, otherwise known as Master Karin the Cat, who is actually the keeper of the supreme holy water that Goku desires to drink to have his potential increased exponentially. This actually constitutes Goku's second training after that of the Turtle Hermit. So Goku does try to jump up and get the special pot that contains the supreme holy water. However, he is knocked out by Korin. Then Korin takes the pot and tells Goku that all he has to do is touch the pot, take it, and drink it. But no matter how hard Goku tries to take it, Korin blocks him every single time. Korin is far faster than Goku is, and even using the Kanzuken, or after image technique, he is not even anywhere close to the speed that Korin is able to do. As it turns out, Goku has to catch Korin, get the pot from him to drink the supreme holy divine water, or the super divine water, the Choshusui. So Goku proceeds to do everything in his power as he rushes around, and he spends the entire day doing it and still fails. Then Karin explains to Goku that in order to finally get the super divine supreme water, he will have to train and get even stronger than he already is in order to do it. He will have to become stronger anyways in order to defeat Tao Pai Pai. So, Goku rests for the night, and on the second day, Karin tells Goku that there is only one person who 300 years ago was actually able to drink the supreme holy water, and that was none other than his martial arts teacher, Muten Roshi, the Master Roshi. Goku is actually surprised to find out that Master Roshi also trained under Karin and got to drink the holy water. However, to Goku's dismay, it took Master Roshi 3 years before he could drink the holy water. Goku has only 2 days to do it. So to help Goku, Karin takes his Dragon Ball and throws it off of the sanctuary, where it falls all the way to the bottom of Korin Tower. So Goku proceeds to jump all the way down the 20-something kilometers of Korin Tower. He goes all the way to the bottom, gets the Dragon Ball, and climbs all the way back to the top. Last time, it took Goku 24 hours to do that. It only took Goku 5 hours to climb Korin Tower the second time, which means that Goku is getting even stronger. So Goku chases after Karin, uses the Kanzuken, uses his various techniques. Meantime, Karin tells Goku that he is underestimating his opponent's moves. He is not trying to read what his opponents do by studying his opponent's breath. Karin explains to Goku that by studying his opponent's breathing moves, by studying and watching the body moves and the ways and movements of his opponent, he will be able to predict in real time and to learn in real time the next move that his opponent will make. In the middle of the night, on the third day, Goku thinks about stealing the pot containing the water from Korin while he is asleep. However, he refuses to do so, and Karin comments that Goku is a pure-hearted and very honest person. This is actually very important in the Journey to the West thing. So this is actually something that Toriyama took from Journey to the West. Anyways, on the third day, Goku is getting faster, more agile, and stronger. And after 3 whole days of intense training, Goku finally surrounds Korin and almost knocks him off the sanctuary. Karin then jumps up. Goku snatches the pot, but it is thrown off into the air. Just in the nick of time, Goku jumps right out of the sanctuary, grabs the pot, and uses his tail to catch back onto the holy sanctuary. Goku finally, in 3 days, succeeds at what took Roshi 3 years to do. Goku opens the sacred holy pot and drinks the supreme holy water, which increases his strength exponentially. However, as Korin points out, it is actually just ordinary tap water, and Goku does not feel any kind of enchantment or difference from before, because the ultra super holy water was just ordinary tap water, and it was actually climbing the tower several times that increased his endurance, and it was chasing and following and studying Karin's moves and keeping up with him that increased his speed and strength. It was actually the training the entire time that made Goku stronger and not the water, which was just ordinary tap water the whole time. Karin explains to Goku that he needs to go back down the tower. Also, this is where the Senzu beans, yes, you dub retards, this is where Senzu beans make their appearance. Goku is super hungry, so Karin gives him a Senzu bean. Goku eats it, and it makes him full for 5 days. So Goku goes back down Korin Tower. Tao Pai Pai arrives. Oompa throws an axe or an Indian axe, and Tao breathes it away, almost killing Oompa. Tao is about to kill Oompa. Goku makes it just in the nick of time and saves him with the Kento Un. And then finally, Son Goku and mercenary Tao Pai Pai have their long-awaited rematch. So Tao Pai Pai and Goku go at super fast speeds that Oompa cannot see them. Mercenary Tao Pai Pai throws a bunch of punches and super kung fu moves at Goku. Goku blocks them. They jump up super high into the air with a super jump move. They fight each other instantaneously. Goku jumps off Karin Tower and headbutts Tao Pai Pai. The two of them fight apparently evenly matched. They rush through the trees in the forest at super fast speed, and they fight each other intensely at maximum power as they punch and kick. And Goku gains the advantage over mercenary Tao Pai Pai. Tao Pai Pai cannot understand how Son Goku became so much stronger in such a short amount of time. So Goku tells him about climbing the top of Karin Tower, drinking the water and the training and everything. Tao Pai Pai then fires the Do Don Pa at Goku. Goku grabs it at full might and overpowers it and overcomes it this time. Last time it almost killed him. Then Tao Pai Pai uses a capsule that turns into a samurai sword. He proceeds to fight Goku with the samurai sword. Goku dodges all of it. Eventually, Upa gives Goku his Noibo. Goku breaks the sword. They continue to fight. Tao Pai Pai tricks Goku into looking the other way because Goku is very gullible at his age. Then he punches and knocks Goku out stone cold. He proceeds to pound Goku down into a bloody crisp. Then he picks Goku up, kicks him into the air, jumps up high into the air, and repeatedly machine punches Goku, kicks him higher into the sky, elbow slams him to the ground, half a mile below. Then he takes his knee and throws it right down straight into Goku from a mile into the sky all the way to the ground. However, Goku is unharmed. Tao Pai Pai proceeds to surrender to Goku and asks him to spare his life. Then, when Goku is not looking, mercenary Tao Pai Pai throws a grenade at Goku and it's about to explode. Tao Pai Pai jumps into the sky. Goku kicks the grenade up into the air and it explodes right in front of Tao Pai Pai, killing him instantly. After the explosion and the dust settles, Tao Pai Pai is no more. Goku decides, now that he has gotten the other 3 Dragon Balls from Tao Pai Pai, that he is going to gather the 7 Dragon Balls, summon the Dragon God Shenron, and wish for Bora to be brought back to life. And he tells that to Upa. So, using the Dragon Radar and Kento-un, Goku heads directly to the Red Ribbon Army headquarters. Goku journeys to the far west, completing the Journey to the West novelization of this journey. Bulma has invented a flying rocket camera system that can track Goku and the Dragon Balls, and they discover that Goku is heading straight to the Red Ribbon Army headquarters citadel. Goku is going to fight the entire Red Ribbon Army. So Bulma calls Yamcha, who is at Capsule Corporation. So Bulma, Roshi, Krillin, Launch, Oolong, Puar, all of the guys get together, and they fly to the Red Ribbon Army headquarters to help Goku. Commander Red and Assistant Black think that it's mercenary Tao Pai Pai returning. So the Red Ribbon Army is the most evil and powerful terrorist organization in the world, and Goku proceeds to fight them all by himself. Now, in the anime, Goku is fighting tanks and airplanes and rocket launchers and all sorts of things, but in the manga, it's not really that much. So a Red Ribbon Army helicopter scout spots Goku. Goku uses his Noibo. He destroys the Red Ribbon Scout instantly, killing the pilot inside. That's how they find out that Goku actually defeated mercenary Tao Pai Pai. So the entire Red Ribbon Air Force is summoned. The planes get off the launch pad and they all attack Goku. Goku jumps off the Kento-un and lands on tower number 8. And the Red Ribbon soldiers surround him and they shoot him with all their bullets and all their might. Goku is simply the Noibo, and his own strength overpowers every single one of them. With just martial arts and his bare hands and the magic Noibo, Goku takes on an entire military army and overpowers them instantly. Goku takes out all of the soldiers, all of the guards in Tower 8, and rushes through the entire Red Ribbon hangar. There are scenes where planes are flying around, shooting at Goku. Goku kicks one of them, knocks out a pilot, killing the pilot. It crashes into the side of the tower, blowing up and exploding. Goku is firing a Kamehameha at a bunch of, floating vehicles or stuff that are shooting at him, Red Ribbon soldiers, and blows them all to Kingdom Come. There's a Red Ribbon soldier firing a rocket at Goku. It hits him and explodes. Goku is unharmed. Goku is using the afterimage technique. He's using the Noibo. He's using the Kamehameha. He's blowing up buildings and towers. Goku, in just a few hours, kills over half of the Red Ribbon Army. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret about Dr. Gyro, and one of the reasons why Dr. Gyro actually hated Goku so much. One of the top Red Ribbon officers was actually Ivan, who was Dr. Gyro's son. Not his only son, by the way. He had other children. But Goku killed Ivan, who was Dr. Gyro's son. And he also destroyed Dr. Gyro's career in the Red Ribbon Army because of that. And so this is one of the main reasons why Dr. Gyro decided to build those androids later on in the manga to go after Goku, was because of that. So, probably not even but just a few hours, Goku kills over half of the Red Ribbon Army. Commander Red and Assistant Black are forced to retreat. They take their 2 Dragon Balls and they try to go underground into some bunker. But Goku is already in the main building. So the Red Ribbon Army continues to shoot at Goku. They continue to fire rocket launchers. Goku pounds the fucking shit out of them. He beats them up. He overpowers them. And he takes a table and smashes 2 Red Ribbon Army soldiers against the wall, killing them both. He just continues to kill, and he jumps up through the walls and the floors. Commander Red makes a sly remark about, how dare my army be defeated by someone who doesn't even know how to use an elevator? Yeah, Goku does not know how to use an elevator. Goku jumps up another floor. He fights the last Red Ribbon Army troops as they try to overpower him. Some of them get on from behind and shoot Goku with a super-powered bullet from behind. It doesn't work. Finally, the Red Ribbon Army, the remnants that survive, give up and retreat. They call Goku, Son Goku, a monster. They say that he's a literal monster, and they flee and retreat. They flee in utter terror. Goku is running up towards where Commander Red is at. The Red Ribbon Army is in full retreat. Master Roshi actually says that even at his advanced level of strength, he would not have the stamina to fight an entire Red Ribbon Army by himself. And this is actually the point where the mutant Roshi says that Goku might actually be stronger or close to becoming stronger than him. Now, that being said, Assistant Black asks Commander Red in their hidden special room upstairs what exactly Commander Red was going to do with the Dragon Balls. It turns out that instead of using the Dragon Balls to wish for world domination, like Emperor Pilaf, Commander Red was going to use the Dragon Balls to wish to become taller. Ah, yes, that's right. Commander Red is very short, and he looks like an old man. He has an old man's face, and because of his shortness, he was made fun of when he was in school, and he hates being short. He wanted to use the Dragon Balls to wish to become a few inches taller than he actually was. I think that this is a great joke. It is such a hilarious joke that Commander Red was not going to use the Dragon Balls to wish for world domination, but to wish to become taller. Assistant Black is literally shocked by what Commander Red says and decides to defy his orders. All of the soldiers, all of the troops, all of the minions used and wasted against Son Goku simply for Commander Red to wish to be taller. So with that said, Assistant Black pulls out his gun, shoots Commander Red in the face, and kills him. Then Goku arrives. Goku wonders who the man is that's lying on the ground asleep. He doesn't realize that Commander Red is dead already, and Assistant Black proposes Goku to join forces with the Red Ribbon Army, and together with their might and Goku's strength, they could take over and rule the entire world. Goku, of course, being a good guy, refuses to do so. So instead, Assistant Black, who now declares himself Commander Black, the new supreme leader of the Red Ribbon Army, tries to get Goku, or proposes to Goku, that if they work together and get the 7 Dragon Balls, Commander Black will allow Goku to use them to make whatever wish he wants. Again, Goku is not so easily fooled. So with that, Commander Black proceeds to fight Goku. Of course, Commander Black is indeed very tall and very strong and a professional fighter, but he's no match for Goku. And Goku very easily and flat out knocks the shit out of Commander Black. It's pretty epic. So Commander Black pulls out a capsule that turns into the strongest and most powerful advanced weapon that the Red Ribbon Army had ever developed, a battle jacket. The battle jacket is a super special powered-up military armor wear that he jumps into and pilots. He punches and knocks Goku right out of the Red Ribbon Army hangar, knocks him through several buildings, but Goku pulls back and jumps back in fast. So, the final boss fight ensues. Commander Black uses rockets to fly. Goku cannot fly yet. He doesn't know the special technique to fly in the air. He only can use the Kento-un. Anyways, Goku fights, and Commander Black in the battle jacket fires lasers and bullets at Goku. He fires a couple of missiles and blows up parts of the headquarters, or the former headquarters. Meanwhile, Bulma, Roshi, Krillin, Yamcha, Oolong, and Puar are in the area of the Red Ribbon Army headquarters. They land their airplane close, but not too close, and they proceed to get their weapons. Oolong gets into a fight with Bulma about staying out of the fight, but is forced to go along anyways. In the meantime, Goku is fighting Commander Black. Commander Black tries to punch and kick Goku. Goku jumps up on the battle jacket. Commander Black tries to punch Goku. Goku uses the after image, and Commander Black punches himself in the face and kind of hurts himself. Commander Black then fires a super high pressured up laser that does not kill Goku, so he flies high up into the atmosphere and fires a giant rocket at Goku. Goku jumps up in the air and kicks the rocket, and it flies into a mountain and blows up and destroys the entire snow-capped mountain that overlooks the headquarters. Commander Black finally realizes that Goku is simply too powerful or too strong to beat and tries to flee away from the scene. Goku uses a super jump and flies at a super powerful speed like Superman and headbutts the metal jacket or the battle jacket. Goku flies right through the battle jacket like it's paper, and it causes it to self-destruct. And Commander Black doesn't have a parachute. The battle jacket blows up and destroys, and Commander Black or Assistant Black also dies and is destroyed in the explosion. And that is the end of the Red Ribbon Army. Goku defeats the entire Red Ribbon Army by himself, and he has 6 Dragon Balls. Goku finds in the room where Commander Red was shot and killed the 2 Dragon Balls that Colonial Copper and Colonial Violet had gotten and brought to Commander Red. Goku gets those 2 Dragon Balls. He now has 6. He gets on the Kento Un and flies off. However, on the Dragon radar, he is unable to detect the final Dragon Ball. But the Dragon radar is not broken. It works and functions fine. So Bulma and the others are hiding, and they find Goku. They rush out and they call Goku on the road to the Red Ribbon Army headquarters. Goku lands down, and they tell them that they have come to help Goku fight the Red Ribbon Army. Goku tells them that he's already defeated the Red Ribbon Army and he has 6 Dragon Balls. Roshi and Yamcha and Krillin are shocked. Everyone is utterly shocked that Goku defeated the entire Red Ribbon Army by himself. Roshi expresses that Goku is getting very close to surpassing him in strength. They ask Goku how he was able to get so much stronger in such a short amount of time. So Goku tells them that he climbed Karen Tower and trained under Karen and drank the Holy Supreme Water. Roshi remembers that it took him 3 years to do what Goku did in just 3 days. Roshi is very surprised at Goku at his young age, how he was able to get so strong. So Goku tells Bulma that the Dragon radar is broken, so they go back to Roshi's island. Bulma realizes that the Dragon radar is not broken. It works fine, and it can detect the other 6 Dragon Balls that Goku has already collected. However, they are unable to find the 7th Dragon Ball. Bulma assumes that it was eaten by some organic thing. Krillin jokes about how they'll end up finding it in, like, shit or something. Oolong assumes that maybe it went off into space or whatever, but Bulma points out that the Dragon Balls do not scatter far enough to go into outer space. So, since they're not able to find the last Dragon Ball, Goku is about to give up hope. However, Master Roshi explains that there is a way that they could find the last Dragon Ball, and that is to go to the fortune teller Baba's palace. And this is where the Red Ribbon Army saga concludes. and the Uronai Baba saga. The next saga commences. Yamcha wants to go through the kind of training that Goku did. So does Krillin. They want to train and get stronger. So it's decided that Goku, Krillin, Yamcha, and Puar are going to go to the fortune teller Baba's palace, and they're going to pay or do whatever is necessary to get a psychic reading from her magical ball, her crystal ball, to find the location of the seventh and final Dragon Ball. However, Roshi does not tell them about the special conditions that they will have to go through in order to get that reading from fortune teller Baba to the location of the last Dragon Ball. And that is where I will end it. So this was my review of the Red Ribbon Army arc. I think it's a very fun and exciting and eventful arc. It is the longest arc in Dragon Ball, and I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. Yes, Imperatorofforge will give the Red Ribbon Army arc a 7 out of 10 rating. Fantastic adventure. I think it was a very wonderful and much better adaptation of Journey to the West. And while it doesn't really quite live up to a James Bond movie, it's still pretty good. And again, I think the joke of Commander Red wanting to use the Dragon Balls just to become taller, whereas Assistant Black and the other Red Ribbon General Staff thought that they were going to use the Dragon Balls for world domination. And by the way, yes, Commander Red did want to use the Red Ribbon Army to take over and rule the world with a tyrannical dictator iron fist, but he just wanted to use the Dragon Balls to get taller. I think is so hilarious. Anyways, the Red Ribbon Army part of the manga is now finished. The second Dragon Ball hunt is still ongoing, and we will continue that adventure with the Uronai Baba arc. So this has been Imperatorofforge's review of the Red Ribbon Army arc. I will now read your comments. So, Iconic Beast 7730 says, anime fan, hold on a second. Iconic Beast says, hello, said hi, hello, Iconic Beast, how are you? Yelin Ranka says, hello, where is your face? It's behind the phone. I hope you're just joking around about that. Iconic Beast says that I am from India. Cool, how are you, Iconic Beast? By the way, Dragon Ball is an adaptation of Journey to the West, which is actually an adventure of a Chinese monk journeying to the West to go to India. So what do you think of that? Yelin Araka says that they are also from India. I am also, Goku is from Japan. Yes, Dragon Ball is a Japanese manga, but Dragon Ball is an adaptation of a Chinese novel called Journey to the West. So Son Goku is actually Chinese. Goku is not Japanese, he is Chinese. Anime fan, this is the manga. Okay, so, no, I'm reading from the manga. This is not the anime, this is from the manga. So, you're wrong, Yelin Rika, you're actually wrong. This is the manga we're reviewing. We're going through and reviewing the manga. Joshua King says, my friend, in one of your recent lives, you said that Trump was the worst president in your life. Why do you feel that way? Joshua, we're not even talking about that. You sound like a dumbass. You sound like some MAGA fucking dumbass blue pill normie. Where do you get that fucking idea, dude? Not even talking about that, you fucking dumbass. Kylo said hi. Hee-ho. Hello there, Kylo. How are you doing? Anyways, I've been your host, Imperatorofforge, otherwise known as Forge Warhammer. This has been my review of the Red Ribbon Army arc, the manga version of it, okay? Yelin, look at the title. It says manga, not anime. Okay? Manga. All right. That's it for now. This is the longest arc until the Frieza arc, by the way. So, Forge Gang! I am still a heart man! Stay hard!